All right. So, hi, good evening, Hong. Welcome to our class, LMS BIP IELTS4B. All right. I can see that you look very fresh. All right. Fresh from the bat. Okay. You look fresh. All right. So, with this one, we are just going to continue the topic that we are discussing, which is still the topic that you hate, cooking. All right. So, as you can see, as I am browsing some other contexts in on the other access that I have from my Vietnamese friends, one of my Vietnamese friends sent this to me. All right, were you able to understand some of the words? Is it translated correct? The words that I sent you? Can you see my screen?
Yes,
All right. What about it? Do you understand some of the words? You're familiar into it? You can understand because it has translation in your mother tongue. You understand?
yes,
All right, that's nice because the homework that I gave you, you need to tell something about your favorite food, the recipe, and you need to tell something about it, how to prepare that particular thing. Okay. So for this one, let's practice first pronouncing the following words, okay? I want you to read it for me.
pew,
Is it gatvo? Is that how you say it?
yes,
All right. Next.
chop,
Correct.
cook,
Soak.
cook, drink,
Mm.
marinate,
Marinate.
marinate,
All right. Marinate. As in T. Marinate. How
marinate,
about number 6?
slice,
Correct.
make,
Mix.
make, fry, pick,
Mm.
boil, steam, grill,
Bone.
bone, bone, stir fry, stir fry,
Stir fry.
stir fry, stir fry,
Stew.
stew,
Roast.
simmer,
Simmer.
stew,
Steer.
steer,
Blend.
sand, blend, spear,
Spread.
press.
All right, so that's it for that one. So, with this, without being said for this, how about you tell me something about your homework? Tell teacher regarding your favorite food and tell me something about the preparation and how to prepare them. Please begin.
Will you repeat?
Your homework. I told you to
Yes,
talk about your homework. I mean, your favorite food, and then tell me what are the ingredients and the procedure or the steps on making them. Maybe you give me fried egg. It's very easy. What is your favorite food?
e-
Mm.
everyone will have their own way to relax.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the most interesting is to enjoy the food that I love. Among my favorites, not to mention fried chicken. Fried chicken is almost impossible to become familiar with, with in a busy life. It is often the main dish at fast food restaurants and is also something that not only adults but also children love. The chicken piece will be coated with a layer of flour, then fried. When you eat, you will see the crispness of the fried dough and the tenderness of the chicken. The dessert cake with a little french fries or salad will give you a great meal. I really love this dish.
Okay, fried chicken. Mm. Have you tried eating in a fast food? I don't know if you're familiar into it. Are you familiar with Jollibee? Are you familiar with Jollibee, the fast food? No.
No.
Ah, but you're familiar with KFC and McDonald's. KFC,
Mm, KFC. Yes.
McDonald's.
Mm,
No, not familiar.
no.
Ah, okay. Actually, I asked you about Jollibee because do you know that Jollibee is all right, originated in Philippines. It is from the Philippines, our very own, the Jollibee. And since you were able to share with me that you love fried chicken, all right, Jollibee serves the best fried chicken in our country, okay? Because even though you have Jollibee in Vietnam, I mean the quality, I don't know if it's the same. All right. So anyway, so that's it. So fried chicken. So I am right. I am right that you are going to say something about frying already. All right. Anyway, I love that you were able to put an effort on making your homework. Hongoy, is that okay? What about your homework? Did you type it or did you write it?
I'm Thai.
You type it? Can you send it for me? I'm going to check if there are some minor errors.
Wow, so long.
All right. Okay, it's okay. Everyone have all right. I think you don't need to put the word will. You could say everyone. With this one, everyone. Actually, you don't say will have. You could say everyone has. Everyone. It takes singular. Everyone has their own way to relax. Why you type relax twice? Relieve stress. It is singular state. Everyone. Everyone, someone, anyone. It takes singular verb, so is. Relieve stress and fatigue. For me, the most interesting is to enjoy the food that I love. Among my favorites, not to mention fried chicken. Among my favorites, I must say, fried chicken is my
Mm,
most favorite. Fried chicken is almost impossible to become familiar within a busy life. It is often the main dish at fast food restaurant. It is also something that not only adults but also children enjoys. You can also say that one. The chicken pieces will be coated with a layer of flour, then fried. So in here, when you eat, you will see the crispiness of the fried dough and the tenderness of the chicken, the delicious taste with a little French fries. Will you have a great meal? Ah, okay. So you enjoyed eating it with French fries or salad. You're eating salad? You're eating salad. Okay, that's a good thing.
rarely,
Or
rarely.
rarely. Oh, I see. At least you are eating it. Okay. So I want you to Hongoy, I want you to send it also in Zalo. All right, send it in Zalo. I'll give you the edited version of that one. Okay? So also in that one, I also sent to you we were able to talk about this one. Are we able to do this one already? Not yet. I think we're
Mm,
done, right?
yeah.
So as from last meeting, we were also able to analyze and find out what's the difference between countable and countable. And then, of course, from the word itself, countable, something that we can count, uncountable, something that we cannot count. And they always take singular verb. As you know, uncountable nouns could be considered abstract, liquids and gases, small parts, materials, and some food that you intake in small quantity. All right. As well as, all right, money. All right. And then from that, I think we can have the activity from the book. Mm. How about this? Read the list of ingredients. Which of the ingredients did the chef use in the recipe in exercise 15? All right, I want you to put them in their correct category: countable singular, countable plural, and uncountable. So, an apple. So, an. Of course, a or an, article a or an indicates that it's only one. Mot. So, that is singular. Duinat. How about the next one? Some potatoes. Konyo.
Mm,
Flour. Some flour. Uncountable. Flour, small parts, right? Like sugar. Next, how about cabbage?
uh, Cabbage countable singular.
All right, why?
Because it has only one cup big and we can count it.
Yes, all right, and also the word right? That's our clue. And then the next one is some meat,
Some make uncountable.
correct. How about next one?
Some meal uncountable.
All right, onions,
Onion countable plural.
or it will now become some onions. How about oranges?
I think orange countable plural.
All right, some oranges, right? How about rice,
Some bright uncountable.
shrimps,
Some sack uncountable.
and then some water?
Some water uncountable.
All right, okay, good. Now, with this one, moving into here, complete the sentence using a or an or some. Okay, I think you're familiar with into it already with the use of some and any. Some and any, they are both used to indicate food which is in plural quantity. What makes them different, Hong? We use some if we are stating positive sentence. For example, I want some potatoes. So that is positive sentence. On the other hand, if you are stating, again, when use this in affirmative, all right, or positive sentences. On the other hand, we use any in two forms actually. The first form is when we are referring into negative. Teacher, what do you want? What do you mean by that? For example, I would say, Hong, I don't want any onions. We use any for negative state. Or in the other hand, if you are referring into um if you are referring into interrogative or question form. Interrogative or question form, such as, for example, do you have any bananas? So we are using any, but there is an exemption. Miss Cha, what do you mean by that exemption? Even though we are asking a question, but if you are seeking for a certain request, we use some. Okay, what do you mean by that? For example, Hong, can you, for example, Hong, can you buy me some peppers? So that is a request, right? So even though it is in a question form, but it acts as a request, we are using some. Hong, can you buy me some peppers? Okay. when you are seeking or addressing a certain request. Now, let's answer number 17. It says in number 17, complete the following statement. For singular countable nouns,
For singular countable now, uh, we put
mm,
before word is a cabbage.
we put all right, a before the word, right? Example, a cabbage. How about in number 2?
For plural countable nouns, we can put some before the word and we react an as a
Example.
example some dumplings.
All right. And how about in number 3?
For uncountable noun, we put some before the word. Example, some milk.
All right. Some milk, some water. Oh, sorry. I didn't notice my camera is up. Oh, I have just mentioned this one. See, I told you, negative and question form, we use any. Affirmative, we use some. Okay? How about you? I want you to create your own sentence. Can you give me an example using some and any? Mm. Can you give me some example? mm. Some for positive, meaning affirmative. Any for negative, it has a not. And question form, interrogative, we use any as well.
I eat some meat of lamb. I don't eat any vegetable of lamb.
Sorry, can you speak slowly for that one? Sorry, I wasn't able to catch it up. I
I
eat,
eat
I ate
some meat.
some
I eat
meat.
some meat of lamb. I don't eat any vegetable of lamb.
Okay. How about question form? How about in question form?
Do you eat some rice today?
All right. Do you have any rice? Do you eat any rice today? All right. Okay. So, how about with this one? When we talk about a lot of, what do you think is the meaning of a lot of? A lot of. What can you get from it? A lot of. Have a look by merely looking. Let me just turn up my fan. It's making me uncomfortable. Mm, a lot of. Are you familiar into it? The use of a lot of.
We use a lot of for mm, uncountable and countable now.
All right. And then, how about what's the difference between the use of much and many?
Men must we use for uncountable now and many will for countable now.
All right. I think no need for me to address that one. How about with this? Moving into this one. Look at the questions about eating habits. All right. like in this one, in model number exercise 16 to 18. Okay. Let's just do this one. All right. I'll be giving you a few minutes for this one while I'm going to get some water. What you're going to do is you're going to complete the procedure on, all right, complete the procedure on how to make bulgogi. All right. Read the instruction about making a Korean dish called bulgogi and look at the pictures. All right. Analyze first. Take note whenever you are giving some instruction. It is always use some of the words to talk about a certain process. First, then, after. All right. Then, and then finally. All right. So, first, I want you to analyze the photo. Which do you think are the best way or the first thing to do? Analyze. What is the correct order? So, B, and then what comes next? Okay. And then you need to guess what is the following word missing. All right. Can you give it a try?
Number one, I
Mm.
think is C.
Number one is, sorry.
C.
Number one is C. Okay. And then,
Then number two is A.
so
Number three,
number two,
number two A.
are you sure?
Yes.
Mm. Letter F. And then,
Yes. Number three A
all right, four.
or E. Wait, E. Yes.
And then,
Number five D.
okay. Now, how about this? I want you to make a sentence for this one. First, take
Take some leg Korean
a. First, take a large onion and some spring onions and chop them into small pieces. Then, in a large bowl, mm, soy sauce, uncountable. Mm. Then, in large bowl, put some soy sauce and
a cup of cold water.
all right. After
After
this,
add the onions and spring onion and
and mm, it starts with
push
M. Mm, mix.
mix them all together.
Mm,
Then you will need to take the big and fry and chop it into slice.
and cut. Remember,
Cut
chop is a smaller pieces cut. Cut it into thin, in slices, and then add into the other ingredients in the bowl. Put the bowl into the fridge for 4 hours. Afterwards, remove the meat from the bowl and
and fry for 5 to 10 minutes.
all right, and fry for 5 to 10 minutes. Finally, put the food on the plate and serve to your friends. Add salt and pepper if you wish. Okay, so as you can see, actually, this kind of thing is like the steps, or as what I've said, stating chronological order or order of events. It's not just available when it comes in cooking, but in some other English contexts, they also use this in telling a story. Because if you were able to use these helpful phrases and your you can address what you are referring into, you under meaning you understand what you are reading. Commonly, it's very common when you are discussing your daily routine. First, I wake up in the morning, then I brush my teeth, right? So you are using these phrases in order to address that you are stating a process. Step one, and then what comes next, and then what happened next, right? By using these helpful phrases, okay? So with this one, of course, we put them always in the beginning of your sentence. All right. How about with this one? Actually, this should be the thing that you need to do. You need to talk about a certain cooking procedure and then you need to tell the process. But you were able to do this because that's your homework, so we're going to skip that part. How about with this one? Now, this time around, no need to hurry. I want you to analyze it very carefully. What I have right here is that I want you to read the text in sentence completion. You're going to choose from numbers 1 to 8, and then you're going to tell me which do you think is the appropriate answer. All right, so take your time, no need in a hurry. Okay, so please focus. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, so that's a good thing. Let's see. I want you to read and then let's going. I want to listen first with your answer before we check it. Read it.
I don't usually like cooking meal, and because I live alone, I often go to restaurant or eat fast food in the week. On the weekend, I have more free time.
Did you say in or on?
On the weekend,
On the weekend. But we
I
don't
have
have on. Number 3, for, at, in, with.
in the week.
All right. Did you say in? Okay. All right.
I I have more free time, so I easily cook my favorite meal. My favorite meal is chicken curry with rice and vegetable. I don't have an oven, so so I fry the chicken on it out in a pan and boil boil the rice in water. I like this meal so much that sometimes I also order it in restaurants. I sometimes also eat it 4 times a week. It is very popular in my country too. I think a lot of people like it because it is healthy and easy to make. You can also change the recipe so it is spicy or not, so everybody can enjoy it.
All right. All right. Okay, now let's check your work. I don't usually like cooking meals, and because I live alone, I often go to restaurants or fast food. All right, and the week at the weekend. That is at the weekend. At the weekend, I have more free time, so I usually cook my meal. My favorite meal is chicken curry with rice and vegetable. I don't have an oven, so I fry the chicken on its own in a pan and boil the rice in water. Okay, I like this meal so much that sometimes I also order it in restaurants. I sometimes also eat 4 times a week. It's very popular in my country too. I don't think a lot of people like it because I think a lot of people like it because it is healthy and easy to make. You can also change the recipe so it is spicy or not, so everybody can enjoy it. Ooh, chicken curry. Yeah, it tastes delicious. Have you taste chicken curry? Have you taste the chicken curry or you're not familiar? Familiar or not? Chicken curry. No, not
Oh,
yet. Not yet.
no, no.
Okay. So this is one also a very popular dish in Philippines. In Philippines, there are a lot of cuisine or there are a lot of food in particular that we are using the coconut milk. So yeah, so we cook it in coconut milk, but there are also recipes that doesn't put coconut milk. So actually, when we talk about the chicken curry, it varies in different countries. I've met I've met an Australian when I was in Ving City way back 2016. Her chicken curry is different from the chicken curry that we made in Philippines. So that's the reason why it's also different from the chicken curry in Thailand that I've tasted. So meaning when we talk about the food in different country, even though we are referring into a particular meal, but if you eat it in a different parts of the world or in different country, they are changing some of the ingredients. It depends on the owner, but technically some of it are not 100% authentic. Can you say that word for me? Authentic.
Attendant.
Authentic. Do you know the meaning of authentic?
No.
Authentic, authentic in the English context, it means original. Authentic. All right. Yeah, actually, the word authentic, you can use it in different phrases. First, you can use it if you are referring to a thing. Miss Cha, what do you mean by a thing? I am referring into the brand. All right. For example, Hung, I've seen your shoes. It's fake. It's imitation. It's not authentic. Meaning the thing that you are that referring into the brand name or the brand of a certain product. We can use that one. Another, you could also say that when we are referring into a recipe or in a food, like as what I've said a while ago, when you eat a Vietnamese pho in Philippines, it is not as authentic as what you have in Vietnam. So meaning we could also use the word authentic, referring into a particular food. All right? So authentic. All right. What how about you? I want to get your opinion. Why do you think that the ingredients are changing in different countries? Why do you think people change the ingredients in different countries? Like for example, I mentioned a while ago Jollibee. Is in Philippines, right? The Jollibee in Vietnam is different from Jollibee in Philippines. But they have the same name. They are both Jollibee. What could be the reason? What do you think? What do we consider? They are both Jollibee, but why Jollibee Philippines is different in Jollibee Vietnam? Why they are not the same? What do you think? I'll give you a clue. Ingredients.
The taste of Vietnam and Philippines is different.
Sorry, the.
The taste of Vietnam and Philippines.
All right. Oh, your repair. Yeah. Actually, you don't simply say it as taste, but I'm referring to the taste teacher. Okay, but with that one, for it to be more high level, I want you to say this word: the palate. Meaning, the palate in Vietnamese people is far different from the palate that we have from the Filipino. All right. What do we mean by that? So when we talk about in here, oh sorry, I type I type typo a palette. So when we talk about this one, this is a fancy word. This is a fancy word to describe the sense of taste, the palate. So the palate of Filipino people is far different from the palate of Vietnamese people. And also, very good. You noticed that one. The second thing, why it's hard to find it to make it very authentic. It is because of the availability of the product, right? Why? Maybe there are some ingredients that is available only in my country which cannot be found in Vietnam. So, the quality, all right, the quality is being adjusted. Also, and another, because Jollibee, I give Jollibee as an example because Jollibee is very popular all over the world. I've seen a documentary in I think Middle Eastern countries, because in Jollibee we also have hamburger. Okay, so what is hamburger? Hamburger is made of beef, right? And Middle Eastern countries, The factor is their culture. They don't eat red meat. So when you go into Middle Eastern countries, what they eat is all based in chicken or fish. They don't offer meat. They don't have hamburger meat. No. What they have is chicken burger. Okay? So these are the possible reason. I want you to remember this. I might give you this on your final speaking test before later. So these are some of the things that, all right, that we consider on why we cannot retain the authenticity or to make the ingredients original. The palette, you notice that one, availability of the product, and of course the culture. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how about in this one? What you're going to do is here for your homework. What you're going to do is um, food in your country. With this one, use the information from this unit to write an essay. Take note of it, Hong. Not a very short one, an essay about a meal that is popular in your country or one that you enjoy. In your essay, you should include or take note of the things that I'll be looking for. What ingredients do you need, the instructions or the steps on how you make it, and then the reason why is it popular. So I have here an example. My favorite meal is spaghetti bolognese, not bolognese, all right? Bolognese. To make spaghetti bolognese, you need minced beef, onions, garlic, a can of chopped tomatoes, and pasta. First of all, you need to chop the onions and garlic and fry them until they are soft. After this, you add the minced beef and cook it until it is brown. Next, you need to add the chopped tomatoes and continue cooking while continue cooking. While it is cooking, you need to boil some water. When the water is ready, add the pasta and boil it for about 11 minutes. After this, put the pasta on plates and add sauce. Finally, put some cheese on top of the salt and pepper if you want it. If you want if you want and it is ready to eat. Spaghetti bolognese is my favorite dish because it is simple to make and it's very tasty. I think that is popular because it tastes so good. There are also many different ways to make it, and you can use more vegetables or different types of pasta, so everyone can enjoy it. So again, for your homework, you need to talk about this one. Talk about this essay about a meal that is popular in your country or the food that you enjoy. All right. I want you to think of a different one because you already used the fried chicken. Okay. You need to think of another one. All right. So sadly for this one, we cannot stay for too long. We don't have much time. So I'll be sending this to you right now so I won't forget. And after we finish that, we already done this, right? We did this before as well as this. We can continue some of this. I'll be giving you this as a homework so you can prepare. And then after we finish this one, we can now talk about transport and places in town. Okay? All
Yes.
right. Okay. So I'll be sending it to you for this evening. Please wait it for me. All right. And so that you can prepare for your homework. So that's going to be all for this evening. Thank you for joining our class, Tambiat, and have a good night. Goodbye.
Goodbye, teacher.